Today we'll study about second chapter. Okay, that is overview of database, languages, and architecture. Okay, so here are this is the outline. Okay, so in this, if possible, up to three schema architecture we'll cover it. There is nothing but data models. Okay, then schema, what is instance, what is state, then three schema architecture we'll cover today. Okay, so previously we saw data was there, so we created the database. Normally we'll say as a collection of data we written as a database. And what is dbms, we saw it. Okay, so this is a overview, we saw it. Now we are saying is a, now I have the data. Okay, so I want to make it as a database. Okay, so there's nothing but some database I want to create it. Okay, so how I would create it directly in a software? We can't create it. Okay, means directly I can't say as a in my database I require five tables. Okay, so each table should have five columns. We can't give this kind of restriction. It depends on the data. So, and what kind of relation is there between the data. So depending on that we have to decide the table. Okay, so how many tables we can have it. So it may be one or two or n number of tables. For that decision has to be taken properly. And in each table how many columns should be there. So this is a related thing, related any attribute is there, that will keep it. So from that we'll form the each table. Okay, so to make that one we should have some model. Okay, there is something but some kind of instead of directly working on exactly in software database, we'll be having some using some pen and paper, we'll write some model. Okay, so logical relations between the each attributes. Okay, that will write it first. So depending on that we'll form a one table or a number of tables will form it. Okay, so to make that one we'll be having the model. That model will say as the data model. So okay, so what all data models contain is nothing but it contains the structure in the sense. So table, how many tables should be there. Okay, and it contains the operation. Operation is nothing but in which table I can enter it. Okay, in which table I can delete it. So how I can delete it. So if I deleted one column, one row, is it affects other row also or not. So that kind of constraints. Okay, that kind of any restrictions we have or not, those all things together we have a one model. Okay, so that model we are calling as a data model. Okay, so in that what all things we will be having is a data model structure and constraints. Okay, so here each basic element, so whatever is there, so that basic element together we are forming a one record. Okay, so basic element we have, that is nothing but small attributes we have. So from that small attribute we'll form the entity. Okay, from entity we'll say as a each entity represents a table. Each table, so n number of tables together we will form the record. Okay, so first we will go study about what is entity. What is entity? Normally when we'll say as entity, any real time existing thing we'll call it as an entity. Okay, so if I have as a mobile, so that is an entity. Okay, so anything real, whatever we have it, for that we'll call as an entity. So each entity should will be having some kind of characteristics. Okay, that is a we are saying as a attributes. Each entity has a attributes. So those attributes together we are forming a table. Getting it? So for example, human body if you consider. Okay, so human body is there. For that body we have a particular name also. Okay, and now that existing thing for a body we are saying as a we have the other card. Okay, so in other card again we're writing as a one other number. Okay, so in other number what all things I can contain, it has the phone number also. Okay, it has address. Okay, so date of birth. So it's related to all the things, but actually physically whatever existing is the what human body is there. For that, and one body we are giving name, consider xyz name we are giving him. Okay, so that for that name again we are saying as a we'll be having one identity card. Okay, and there's another card we are saying it. Okay, so from other card again we are writing so many things. There is you may have phone number, is the date of birth. Okay, so address, all those things will write it. So entire thing to those small things whatever we are saying is phone number, address, these are nothing but the attributes of that person. Okay, so that person has the attributes. Those all things together we are saying is a together will form a table. Okay, so like that n number of tables together will form a record. Okay, so this will together will form a record. So, and one or more than one table can have some relationships. Okay, so normally independent table will not keep it inside a database. Normally whenever we will divide a table, so each table will be having some relationships. Okay, so why we will be having some relationship between the table, why not, those things we'll discuss it later. Okay, so consider as a each table will be having the some relationship between them. Okay, so this kind of thing whatever we'll write it, okay, or we'll draw it, that will say as a so model. So to represent this one, okay, so to represent this one we will be having the different kinds of data model. Okay, so we will say the first one is a conceptual model, second one is a physical, third one is a implementation. Okay, conception in the sense is a high level. So whatever data we are considering is from the top view whatever it will look like. Okay, so top view in the sense we are considering as a everything as an entity or everything as a objects. Okay, so if I took as a student, so which course he is studying it, so which college he is studying it, so those all things whatever we are saying as a this is nothing but different objects we are saying it. Okay, so different objects, any collection is there or not, any relation is there or not, those things will keep it that high level only. Okay, and with respect to system, if you saw, so you have the information, how you will store it. Okay, that is nothing but physical data model. Okay, so that is internally how you are keeping it, so that part will be there. So internally how you may keep it, make you may keep in the form of tree. Okay, or you may keep in the form of row major array or column major array. So like that how you will keep the information. Okay, so because you have to retrieve particular data whenever you are required in the efficient way. So for that you will write one model, so that will say as a physical data model. Okay, then third one is implementation or representational model. So intermediate between these two, that is something but high level and physical. Okay, so in these two, low level and high level, intermediate is nothing but we'll say as a representation. There is a mapping will be done between high level and low level. So in high level normally we'll say as a one object only, person or a student, one object will say it. But when you are keeping inside a physically that one, so again you have to keep as a one person's name, that is a character string will be there, that will keep it inside a one array. Okay, okay, so that array how you are keeping it, there is a physically, so mapping between those two how will done it, how will do it. Okay, so that will be captured by implementation data model. Okay, so you have three kinds of models. Okay, that is first one is conceptual, second one is physical, third one is implementation. Okay, so here now we'll study about schema. Any doubts till now? Yes or no? Okay, next one we'll study the schema. Okay, so here schema is nothing but overview of description of our database. Okay, so previously you used in one word as a catalog. Okay, so there we had as a nothing but you will be having the some information. Okay, that's the data about data. Okay, that we call as catalog. Same thing whenever you are representing inside a model. Okay, we'll call it as a schema. Okay, the same thing, but whenever you are representing as a model, we are saying as it's a schema. So for example, if you saw this one, so here we have as a one database, so this entire thing together. Okay, so this entire thing together we are saying is it's a database, this complete diagram together. So it has 5 tables. Okay, and each table have different number of columns. Okay, some has a 2, some has a 4, some has a 5, like the different columns we have it. So this entire thing is a actually our database whenever you are entering the values for these columns. Okay, so now if you saw, just we have as a table name, and if we saw first one, okay, student related thing here. So we have student table, we have a student name, number, class and major. Okay, like that we have 4 categories only. And if you saw here section, okay, so here again we have one table name corresponding 5 columns. Okay, so like this we may have different things. So that is nothing but we are saying is that this all thing how it is described, that is our database is described, any constraint is there or not, that if you return it. Okay, so these all together will say as a schema. Okay, so it's, and whenever you are writing in terms of this small diagram, okay, so whenever you are writing in terms of a small diagram, we'll call it as a schema diagram. Okay, so now schema is nothing but normally representation of a our overall database, we'll call it as a schema. So, and diagrammatically like this, whatever we draw it, this is small diagram, so this diagram we will call it as a schema diagram. Okay, then one more thing will come as a instance. Okay, so here instance is nothing but particularly at current time t, so what is the state, means how many rows are there, what all the values are there, that is nothing but we will say as an instance. Okay, in our database whatever it is there currently we'll call it as an instance. So at particular time t you may have only two rows, means two student information you may have it. Okay, remaining students information you don't have it, so that is my instance currently. Okay, after some time you may added again four student information, so total six rows we have, so that is my instance. Okay, so like that instance will keep on changing it. Okay, so for example here if you saw, so here we have four tables. Okay, so each table has some rows. Okay, so suppose I don't want this last row here. Okay, suppose I deleted after time t. Okay, so if I deleted this one, what will happen? So only three rows will be there. So starting at time t, so you have four rows here. Okay, in this course table. So after time t plus one, okay, so that time I will delete this one. So okay, so whenever I will delete it, that time my instance will be one less row here. Okay, so whatever values are there, that will call it as an instance. Okay, so and one more thing will come as a state. Okay, so state and instance difference is, instance is nothing but current values will say it, state will say as a particularly whatever at the time t is there, that one plus initially what was there, and is it valid or not, so that will say as a state. Getting difference? So initially suppose if you consider everything is empty. Okay, in excel sheet I have some information, directly I want to copy paste it in my database. So suppose each table whatever columns are there, same thing in excel sheet I maintained, from excel sheet directly I am copy pasting it. So initially whenever you are created, directly you copy pasted and you form your database. So that is whatever starting you loaded from excel sheet to your database, that is nothing but initial state. Okay, and second one will come as a valid state. So you will be having some restrictions. For example, phone number always it should have a 10 digits. So if you have as a 9 digit only, so it's a invalid. So always your database should have valid state. There is nothing but each column should have particular whatever constraints are there, that constraints are satisfied and has the correct values. So then only we'll say as a valid state. Suppose if you have as a 5 digit number only as a in a phone number, so it is a invalid state, my system is in invalid. You should not have that kind of information there, but you have it now, so that is a invalid state. Okay, that in database is in invalid state. Okay, any doubts till now? Give quick response. Okay, now we'll go for three schema architecture. Okay, so here three schema architecture is nothing but whatever model we said. Okay, so in model what we said is that but you have three different categories. It is conceptual, okay, and physical and implementation intermediate. So these things together we have one architecture. Okay, that architecture is nothing but we have as a three schema architecture. For that draw a model only we have a three schema architecture. So this is what it look like. Okay, so here we have the actual or database below, that is a storage. Okay, so then we have in the upper part completely, so here that is a external view, so it's nothing but end user how you will see it. Okay, so then in between we have some schemas. Okay, so this is one thing we'll call it as a conceptual schema, and one more is internal schema. So here, if you saw below, this is actually zeros and ones will be there in database. Values you are keeping it, that is zeros and ones. And if you saw this top one, whatever user is there, he will think as a this a particular one student information is there. Okay, his phone number is there, like that. So it's completely segregated one for him, external user. Okay, then intermediate, that is the mapping. Okay, so that is what we are saying as a conceptual schema. Okay, and internal schema here, this is internally how it has to be kept inside. Okay, zeros and ones, whatever we are saying is it may be a row measure or column measure, or using a tree, b tree or b plus tree indexing kind of things. So whatever things for the efficiently using the database, we'll use it. Okay, that is an internal schema. So we have here totally three things. First one is external level, second one is conceptual level, third one is internal level. Okay, so in internal level, internal schema will come, conceptual level, conceptual schema will come, external level, external view will come. Okay, so it's nothing but external view. It's how each user, different users are looking at this data, how they are looking at it. Okay, so if you saw as a, previously we studied about end users, we had four categories. Okay, one is casual, second one is parametric, okay, then third one is sophisticated one, then fourth one was standalone. Okay, so like that we had four different users. So they users different things, but same data was there. For example, we are booking the railway ticket. Suppose consider as this person, we are booking the railway ticket. For him, the database will be a different one. And second one is we had as casual. So there is something but continuously Clark was there, railway ticket, he was booking the train ticket for us. Okay, so like that. So two users are there, different views. Okay, for him different view will be there. Okay, because he is looking at only, he will not enter all the details whatever we are entering here. Okay, so suppose if you saw IRCTC website, while entering you may enter the capture also. Okay, some digit they will ask it. Okay, some recording you will get the OTP. So but whenever you are going for a reservation counter, they will not do these kind of things. Their view will be completely different. They are accessing the database, they are modifying some content only. Okay, so they will not get any OTP kind of things. Okay, so directly they will do it. So that is different one. So different views will be there, but same database, they're accessing the same database, we are also accessing same thing. That clerk also accessing the same thing. Same database is there, different views we have. Okay, so whatever this view is there, that will call it as a in external level. And conceptual level, there is nothing but how this view has to be provided. Okay, so for different users, different views we have to give it. So how it has to be provided. And same thing, we have to give it to the internal one. So can I keep after one column information immediately one more column or not? Okay, two columns parallelly I have to keep it, or different places I have to keep it. So that kind of things also it has to be decided. So that will decide it here, and it will give it to the internal schema. Okay, so this internal schema actually it will maintain the all the database. So that is something, but it will keep in one place only, or different place. So entire thing it will keep it. So this is nothing but internal schema. So here if you saw, we have three levels. The first one is external, second one is conceptual, third one is internal. Okay, so suppose by using this one, if I developed a software, okay, point of view. And above that conceptual view, that is nothing but what we are saying as a external, how it has to see it, that we are writing it. And internally how it has to be kept inside, that has to be given here. Okay, and external view, so whatever application is there, that application will extract it, or whatever user he want to see it, he will see it. Okay, so like that we have three different things. So suppose I developed this application, and after some time t, okay, I want to modify it. So suppose I want to modify a particular external this view related information only. Okay, so one person's whatever is there, his related information I want to modify it. So will it affect remaining things or not? Can you say yes or no immediately? So if I modified anything here for one user, okay, so will it affect below two layers or not? Give quick response. Okay, one is saying yes, two. Okay, so logically, if you saw it, so if I'm modifying in one place, below layer also it has to be affected actually. Okay, but if every time if it is affecting, so what is the use of database then? It is same as that of file system. Okay, if you remember, so what was happening in file system, so whenever I am modifying some data, so or any adding any column, so there's considered as a in my file, one text file is there. In that file I have first column as a integer value, second column as a character. If I swapped those two in my C program also, I have to swap it. That is, while reading, instead of percentage d, I have to read as a percentage yes that time. Okay, so data modified means we're modifying the actual or program also, that is in file system. But a database, what will happen, so whenever you want to modify anything, it will not affect the remaining part. Okay, if you want to change it. Okay, but it will not affect the remaining layers. So here, so because of that thing only we're using the database. Okay, so if you want to modify your external look here, modify it. So that external look kind of things, whatever is required, that will be supported by this conceptual schema. Okay, so remaining here internally, how you are storing, it will not affect it. As it is, it will be there. Okay, so this just look wise, however it required, it will change and it will give it to this upper part. Okay, so it will not modify anything below here. Okay, so completely it will be remain as it is. Okay, so these kind of things we'll say as a data independence. Okay, so that is nothing but we're saying as a, so we're saying as a data independence. So there are two kinds of data independence will come. One is logical and one more is physical. Okay, any doubts in this one first? Actually, it should not affect it. Okay, if it is affecting means every time if you saw your IRCTC website or any website, if anything they modified in the front end, obviously they have to modify in the back end then. Okay, but normally they will not do it. So now if you saw it previously, mobile was not there. Okay, they had the database. Okay, that time normally whenever systems are there, in that systems only we used to have some, we used to browse it. Now it's in mobile also we're browsing it. And if you saw, different people are using different mobiles. Okay, so that time different browsers they are using it. Okay, it's a completely different view we are getting here. Okay, and different login id you are getting it, all those things. But database they kept as it is, just external look they are changing it, everything. So database here it's remaining same only as it is. Okay, so whatever required for this one is internally it's modified here. Okay, so corresponding constraint it's modified or something we changed and we kept it. So there is a relation between these two layers. That is upper layer, that is nothing but external one, and conceptual one. So here some mapping will be done. So that mapping we are saying as a external to conceptual mapping. Okay, and same thing, middle layer to lower layer, that is nothing but conceptual layer to internal layer. So whatever mapping we are doing, we'll say it as a conceptual to internal mapping. So corresponding mapping we will do it. So if I changed anything here, there is upper layer, no need to modify here. Okay, so that is nothing but we're saying is a data independence. Okay, so here the data independence, I get two kind of data independence are there. First one is logical, second one is physical. Okay, so suppose anything if I modified here, it should not affect below part. Okay, so this one we'll call it as a logical, because here we're not modifying anything physical view. Okay, so physical in the sense zeros and ones whatever we kept it. Okay, and logical is nothing but a user is thinking as a one person information is there, one student information is there. Okay, but actually physically what we have, that is everything information is zeros and ones only. Okay, so here we have everything is zeros and ones. So whatever user is seeing it, if we modified here, so it will not affect below layer. Okay, so below layer it will not affect, that will call it as a logical data independence. Okay, and second one is physical view. So if I want to want to improve my system's efficiency, okay, so what I will do is whatever I am stored here previously, so suppose I use it as a indexing kind of things. So if I you instead of using indexing that and keeping the information, if I use the b plus tree, okay, so b plus tree will has the more efficient compared to indexing. Okay, so that time, so I will modify my database here, but it will not affect the upper layer. Okay, so user whatever he is seeing it, he will think as a, again we are getting the student information only. So here in physically what is happening is, instead of using the indexing kind of things, we are using the b plus tree concept to retrieve the data. So it is a more efficient way. So less memory will be used, and it will give the faster way to execute it. So that kind of things we can modify here in database below layer. So it is not affecting the upper layer. So this one will call as a physical data independence. Okay, so there are two things. So first one is logical one. If I modified anything in above layer, it should not affect the below layer. So that is the physical sorry, logical data independence. And second one is physical data independence. So if I modified anything in below layer, so it will not affect the above layer. So this layer it will not affect it. So this one will call as a physical data independence. Any doubts till now? No, no. 3-4 persons only responding remaining. Okay.